Oh, Mikey, my dude, it's been way too long. How are you?
I know. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Really well. 10 out of 10 t-shirt you wearing right there. I'd like you to model that for me a bit more. What's on the bottom? Yeah, that's fantastic. Was that
I thought it was fitting.
quite fitting? Where'd you get it from?
I got it from a store in Scotland. There's like a
Oh,
random record store next to one of the venues that we played, and it cost me way too much money.
worth
Like
it.
way too much money.
100% worth it. I'm there's very few things that I will like. I like fashion. I work in fashion. I have a problem spending a lot of money on particularly like t-shirts and stuff like that.
Mm,
Band tees, particular like cool vintage stuff, I'm okay with it.
yeah,
I
100%.
think because it's like it feels limited edition, and like I've got a Metallica tee that I spent a lot of money on, but every time I wear it, people are like, "That's sick, never seen that one before." So worth it.
Sick. No, I know the feeling. Yeah, I'm very, very limited when it comes to buying, especially even band merch nowadays. Yeah, I prefer to save my money, I
Sure,
think. I also have
life
way
is
too
expensive.
many band shirts.
Yeah, dude, every single show we go to, Johnny buys at least one t-shirt. Every single show. And I had a
That's
conversation recently with his partner. I was like, what's his wardrobe look like? Is it just t-shirts? Is it just endless black t-shirts?
She
I
said
don't.
yes.
Yeah, we don't have a wardrobe. It's just a big pile of clothing on the floor.
Yep. No, I feel that too.
Well,
Especially like when you go on tour and like you get merch from the other bands that you're with too. And like
sure, yeah,
you come home and a suitcase is like 3 kilograms heavier and you have to pay the expenditure.
yeah. Thanks. I didn't like you that much.
Yeah, it's like damn.
That is a hard one. I mean, because we've been very lucky to become friends with a lot of our artists that we talk to, and it's the same thing. They're like, grab a t-shirt from merch, and I'm always like, thank you, but no, thank you.
No, thank you. I have too many.
Well, I have too many, and also like you guys can make money off that. Do that, make the money. I feel like a prick doing that.
Yeah, no, that's so fair. I'm
So
generally the same. I'm like, I'll wait till the end of the tour. I'm like, if you guys have leftover
yeah,
stock, I'm
good
like, cool,
call.
okay, I'll grab something.
Grab an
Unless it's
extra
like the
small.
start of like a international tour, and I'm like, oh shit, I actually didn't pack as many t-shirts as what I thought I did.
Yeah, Scotland is colder than I expected. So,
Oh yeah.
well, yeah, you're right. It is a fitting t-shirt. How do you go about because there is some very clear comparisons that can be drawn between Gloom and MyChem. Is that something that you take pride in, or is that something you're like, I get it, but also it's not what we're going for?
Oh no, 100% is something I take pride in.
Great.
I think I wear it pretty proudly on my sleeve. I
Or
think
on
I
your
said the
shirt.
other day. Well, yeah, on t-shirt. Um, yeah, no, it's I mean like they're my favorite band of all time. Like it's I think I wear it pretty honestly and pretty proudly. Whether or not the MyChem fans are accepting of that. We've seen quite a few MyChem fans come for us since a few people have
Really?
posted. Yeah, since a few people have posted about the MyChem comparisons, and I'm like, bro, this is friendly fire. I'm one of you.
Yeah, 100%. You're taking one of your own out. That's it's so
Yeah.
interesting because like obviously there are parallels. There is a I don't even know what how would you describe it? What would you say about your sound that is that My Chemical Romance? Because there's a something there that I don't know how to put my finger on, but you can hear it. There's a few bands that have that, like the Funeral Portrait. There's something that's very My Chemi about them. What do you think is your thing that brings out those references?
I think very few bands are on the pulse with it.
Yeah,
Funeral Portrait is another one. There's another band called The Requiem.
yeah,
Um, and I think like it part of it comes down to the theatricality and the vocal delivery to a certain degree.
sure.
Um, and I think what a lot of people miss when trying to do that MyChem style and what everybody kind of forgets, besides like those two main points, like you look at the Black Parade and its big over the top theatricality, is also the riffs. A lot of people forget about the riffs
Yeah.
and the way that they kind of like write choruses and stuff like that. And how it's very like a lot of it's very like kind of metal backing in tune. Like
Yeah, it's a lot of
I said,
minors.
I said a lot of um like a lot of bands kind of miss that. Like I get there's another band called Koyo, which I think are very much more down like the kind of
Pop
pop
punk.
punky kind
Yeah.
of route, but they also get the MyChem thing, and I kind of see it less. I see them more as like an amalgamation of like all that old school upbeat, like very offspringy kind of like punk rock kind of thing,
Yeah.
which is it's very much in that vein. But MyChem kind of had always kind of like this kind of darkness to them, which is very much more infused in the metal side of
Yeah.
things, um, which is I think where we kind of lean a little bit more. Same thing with the Requiem and same thing with the Funeral Portrait. Like we take like a little bit more of the riffage side of things, and that's what kind of leans
Sure.
into it a little bit more. But a lot of it comes just down to the theatricality and attitude, I think, and that's where a few bands miss out and a few bands don't. And I'd like to
Yeah.
think that we're in the bands that kind of somewhat hit it.
You definitely hit it because I mean in an absolute compliment. I think, as you said, very few bands are able to draw inspiration from that sound and do it justice. On this new record, you've stepped it up in terms of ferocity, though. So you've like lent heavier into the metal probably than ever before. There is
Mhm.
still like the you won't like me now. Like there's still that playfulness and the catchiness, and there's this like tongue-in-cheek energy to it. But there's still a fuck you and the power behind all the songs in this album.
Yeah, I'd like to think that we found a almost perfect balance, I think. And I think like to be fair, I think like a lot of it comes down to the structuring and the writing of the songs, like compared to
Sure.
Trinity. Trinity was very much like part, and then whereas this time around, like or at least I was very conscious of like writing it kind of from like a live perspective,
Yeah, correct
and how
call.
people would kind of take it. Um, but yeah, I think there's still quite a bit of heaviness to it. I also think it's probably our lightest record. I asked Jesse the other day, like, "Oh, what do you think the percentage wise between cleans and screams and cleans and screams is?" And he said, "Oh, probably 70-30, leaning in the cleans." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's probably fairly accurate. I think looking over the songs."
Having cleans doesn't necessarily make it less heavy, though.
Yes,
As I said, there
absolutely.
is, and that's
Yeah,
where I think that's where this is. There's a as I, that the word ferocious is what came to mind my first playthrough the album because you're even in the cleans. There's like a vindictiveness. There's an attitude. There's an acid tongue that spits out some of these lines that make you be like, oh, like that's nasty. That's he's hitting there. So it is still super heavy, but in an interesting way.
thank you. I appreciate that. We tried to do something a little bit different, I guess. But I mean, like that's also coming back to the MyChem thing too, where if you look at albums like Bullets and Three Cheers, like there's a little bit of screaming and whatnot throughout those records, but a lot of
Yeah,
it is like in the clean delivery, and a lot of that ferocity, especially in like some of the heavier tracks, comes from the clean delivery.
yeah.
And that's kind of what I wanted to focus on because I mean I'm a vocalist. The typical vocalist is like, oh, I don't want to do as much screaming anymore. I'd rather be singing. But it's a way of doing that in a way that makes it interesting because a lot of bands just switch over to octane core and and then
Is that
the,
is that a
the
slur?
it could be a slur. Octane core, derogatory.
Yeah. Oh,
um, no, but like they switch over to like that softer, cleaner style, and I
yeah.
feel like a lot of the time the clean vocalist doesn't have the attitude to back it up.
Agreed.
Um,
But that's again something that from a parent from well before Trinity that you've got such a range and you have a technique. You're not classically trained as a vocalist, are you? But you
no,
do have someone there that has like this guy knows what he's doing. You can hear it when you sing your cleans, and even the way that I think you pair with the keys, there is something there that has this like almost classical theater feeling to it.
I think that's because like it kind of comes down to the voiceage, I guess, of like orchestration and keys and everything like that. And I guess like you could say the same thing with guitar. And I guess a lot of the instruments based in metal, like a lot of it is kind of I don't want to say one trick pony because obviously there's like Jesse's an amazing guitarist, like Paul's an amazing bassist, Quinch is an amazing drummer, But like, you know, when you play like that metal style, a lot of the time people just hear kind of that wall of sound. And then when it
Yes.
comes to orchestration, orchestra can only sound like an orchestra, and piano can, to a certain degree, only sound like piano. Um, and so where the differentiation kind of comes in and kind of has to come in is with the vocals. And so that's where a lot of the character, I guess, kind of comes from, is the separation between the two, because we're not exactly perfectly in line like a prog band or something like that.
Yeah. And as you said, with the heavies bands becoming a bit more octane, like Paul's got such a good backing scream. It's so heavy. So it's not like it's all focused on you and what you want to do with your sound. Even if you were doing predominant cleans, you still have that sort of backing of brutality there that helps with the heavy riffs that come with it.
100%.
When you're talking about the writing towards a live perspective and what that's going to be like, is that based on touring since Trinity? Because that was 2022, right? That's a
Yep,
hot minute
2022.
ago. You toured a
Yeah.
bunch since then. We've been lucky enough to see you a bunch since then.
I know.
Yeah.
My body is like
My body.
my body, my neck, my back.
Is
Oh,
is
on
that
fire.
feedback that you've received, or is that just like watching the shows and seeing who you played with? What led you to kind of write aimed at a live perspective this time?
It was a bit of both. Like we did that In Heart's Wake run after Trinity,
Yeah.
and and that Good Things run after Trinity. Um, and you know, like they went over well because they were in the Australian audience and like everybody was kind of around it. And then when we went to Europe for the first time was when it became very evident that we may have spent too long in the kitchen, um, for lack of a better term. Um, yeah, it was kind of just watching people in Europe respond to how a lot of the songs kind of translated live. Um, and what we kind of realized was, as said, like Trinity has so many moving parts in it that a lot of it was getting lost in translation live, and like things would move by too quickly for people to kind of catch onto.
Yeah.
Um, and so when it did come to writing, at least like the majority of this record, because I'm one of those people that doesn't really start writing until the previous release is out, I was very consciously like, okay, we can take what we've done with Trinity, but we just need to rein it in for a live perspective. And then by the time we did the second Europe tour as well, it became like even more evident. Like they were a bit more receptive because they'd seen us before, but it was still very much like, oh, what the fuck is kind of going on here?
Yeah.
And then, you know, even as far as going to the States last year, we had a few more Trinity songs on that set list initially, and we ended up swapping them out for a few older songs, both because like I was kind of like, guys, if we're going to play any of the older stuff, this is probably going to be the first and last time that we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Secondly, songs like No Hella Fury aren't going over well. Which is crazy to me because usually No Hella Fury is the one that's like kind of okay live, and then towards the end of like 2024, and then when we went to the States, everyone was just kind of like, we don't know what the fuck to do here. And I'm like, I tried 7 different ways of trying to amp up the audience,
Yeah.
like across like those few months, and it just wasn't going over. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do. Can we stop playing this song?
That is
Hurting
interesting.
the ego.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's not that they like it's not that they might not be enjoying it, but they don't know how to like react to it. They don't know how
Yeah,
to give back to you while you're playing that type of thing. That is a
exactly.
hard line to kind of toe as a progressive band when you're writing stuff that's not necessarily like, and here's your 4/4 tempo, and here's the call and response
Mm-hmm.
part. How do you go about wrestling with your own ego on that and being like, people are just going to stand and watch this part and they might enjoy it, but we just have to be the performers?
Yeah, no, like I kind of got used to it as well at that point. Especially like in some places, like some places just don't want to move. I kind of realized that on our second, third go around. There was definitely a couple of places which is very frustrating. I'm not going to say where, but
You want to name
Bristol,
drop?
Bristol. Um, But to be fair, like when we went over with Cane Hill, even they struggled. Like they just didn't want to be there. So
Sure.
I take that as okay. It's not just us.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like I'm kind of used to it. Like especially even like on like main support tours, it's like I just kind of treat it as we are like people are not here to see us, even if they are. We just kind of have to give them a show like as if they've never seen us before live.
Yeah.
And that's always kind of been our ethos. Like a lot of people ask, I guess, like, oh, do you guys like bring the theatricality and like all the story and stuff like that into the live show? It's like, no, we want to give people something that's like, something to remember us by. And that predominantly comes through the music and the performance of us as entertainers. So that's kind of, the ethos, but there are some places which are just not receptive to it.
Yeah, particularly as a support band, I can understand that. I look at bands like Ice Nine Kills who have like a real theme, a concept, but each one of their songs is written to be its own shock and awe moment. So you don't need to have a storyline to follow. That's where I think on this new record you've excelled, is that any of the songs can be listened to and have their own thing. You don't need to follow the concept of the album to enjoy or understand each bit. They're all individual little stories within a greater thing, which I think kudos to you. That's a hard thing to do and to do well. Is there any moment, or I guess not moment, but song that you think like encapsulates the new album the best, that you would go, cool, we're only playing 3 songs today. We're doing a real quick set. What one song are we going to play that's going to get them to go listen to the album? That's a really hard question. I'm a dick for asking it. I'm so sorry.
That is a really hard question. I mean, I have to choose like some of the singles, don't I?
No, you don't. You don't have to choose a single. The singles are there, but you can pick what you think personally for you. What do you think is the best like album teaser?
I mean, like That's Life is certainly up there. Painkiller as well, probably. Because I feel like that's like the perfect blend between Angels and You Didn't Like Me Then and That's Life. And then
Nope.
Yeah, Nope would probably have to be up there too. Yeah.
Nope's heavy, but there's like an accessibility to it. There's that like
Yeah.
kind of almost cinematic-y,
It is
stompy.
very, very much a live song. Like
I 100% got that. Yes.
I think that's like it's like that's just like over the last like 3 singles that have come out, I've been watching YouTube comments at my own hubris and reactions and stuff like that. Like, mistake. Yeah, seriously. And people are kind of like, there's some people like when they listen to it, like they're just not quite clicking onto what it is. And then, but like we trial ran that song when we were in Europe with Aviana, and that was the song consistently that popped off every single set.
Do you think it's like big chug and riff that just people can get behind?
Yep. It's a really, really easy song to follow, and I purposely wrote it like that.
Yeah.
Like if there's going to be any live song from the ethos, I guess, on this album, that's going to be easy and easy for people to move to and everything. It's probably Nope. Like it is the most straightforward song I think we have.
Yeah. Again, I guess that was my thought. There was maybe it doesn't get the album encapsulated, but to get people on board the quickest, that might be the way that you'd go with that.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good way of putting it. Yeah.
What about just your personal favorite? What song are you most excited about? Maybe not even to play, just like what song on the album are you being like, I fucking crushed this. This is what I wanted.
I think I'm pretty. It's between 2 of them. I think it'd probably be between That's Life and Shadow Rhapsody 2. I think just as far as us doing slow songs, like we've done slow songs in the past, which have been fine.
Yeah.
So like they've been like like this and that. Like they've not entirely always been like a slow song or etc. Whereas I feel like that us doing like an actual like slow ballad, I feel like Shadow Rhapsody 2 is probably my favorite of all of the slow ones that I've done. But yeah, I think it's probably That's Life, just because that was like quite literally the last song written for the album, and
oh, interesting.
it was we started rewriting it because I went over to the States to work with John DeLees, and in the 3 weeks that I was there, in the last 4 days is when we decided to scrap the original song that was there and decide to do That's Life. Because the
Okay.
original song that was there was kind of a bit more of a slow, buildy kind of thing. And I realized that that was just going to fuck up the pace of the album if we did that.
Interesting. Yeah.
And so I was like, fuck it, let's write another My Chem ode, kind of song like Angels and You Didn't Like Me Then and everything like that. And I actually ended up having to finish it when we got back from the UK afterwards, because I pretty much came back from the States at the end of October, went into that run with Hannah BA, and then went into that run with Cane Hill, and so had pretty much had to come back and finish that song over the Christmas period. And there was a little bit of chopping and changing towards the end just to get it done, but I think that's the song that I'm kind of most proud of, I think, in that sense, because it had to be kind of slammed together pretty quickly. And if you know me, I don't like doing that. I like taking my time with songs. So, but I think it's also a good kind of, I don't want to say ethos for the album, but it's a lot of the songs in this record are very upbeat, very happy, and I think that as far as from a story perspective goes, and both from a soundscapey kind of thing goes, I think it's a good one that encapsulates a lot of what we do, but also what we're not afraid to do in the future. It's a bit of a branch out and everything like that. So yeah, that's probably why it's between those two, I think, because I don't know, I just love that song. I have a good time whenever I listen to that song.
You've had a long time to sit on this. This is recorded in 24, right?
Yep.
That's a long time between recording. How long ago was the mix, everything finished?
Well, I finished up my stuff in December of 2024, maybe start of January. The boys got everything finished by May 2025.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and I've been writing this thing since 2023. So a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. That's one of the things I think people do forget or miss sometimes when there's so much time between albums, being like, what took you this long? Being like, well, no, we were doing it the whole time. It's just
Yep.
this where it took us. That's still a long time between finished product and release. Have you had any experiences of going to the album and finding songs there that you're like, oh, you know what? The more I've listened to this or the longer time's gone by, this hits differently than the way I expected? Or is it, no, the way we've got it done is exactly the way we felt it would and the way we want it to be?
No, I think it's very much the latter. I think, to be fair, as I said, I spend a lot of time being meticulous and writing and everything like that. But it is interesting, getting back the mixes and seeing how it all kind of finishes up.
Yeah.
I guess, and I feel like I haven't had that first experience really, but I feel a much bigger sense of accomplishment, I think, when I listen to the record now and feeling it in its final form and everything like that, for sure. Every time I listen to it, I think I'm like, yeah, I think we nailed this. I think we're pretty much spot on.
Yeah.
With
Cool.
what at least I set out to do and what we wanted to do with the record. So, yeah.
Do you think that will change once you start playing it live?
Probably.
Because that's always an interesting thing of what you guys feel and what you set out to do from the beginning to then the way the audience receives it, digests it, and what they then start to vibe with. Even on a streaming standpoint, you can watch songs being like, well, fuck, that one's doing way better than we anticipated for whatever reason. I always find that super interesting to see if that changes the way you feel about it based on being like, well, other people like it, maybe I should like it more too, or this didn't pop off, what's wrong with it?
Yeah, no, I try not to think about that side of things. I think I try to think about it a lot more from a live perspective.
Yeah.
And honestly, we're not going to be able to tell until everything's out and we start playing everything. But at least from the 3 songs that we have played live off of this new record, which is Nope, Angels, and Assassination Run, I feel much better playing those songs live than I have any Trinity song.
Oh, great.
Yeah, we started off playing some of those Trinity songs in like 2021, like songs like Ronan and Behemoth, and there was probably another one that we were playing at some point. But all of them are a fucking mission to play live.
Sure.
Especially vocally, like, and this is kind of going back to the point of us or me writing stuff from a live perspective was I put so much, like, we put so much vocal stuff into Trinity that, like, playing half of that stuff live is a mission and a half, especially for me vocally.
Chopping and change between heavies and cleans and
heavies, cleans, like, it's not just that, it's also like the lack of breath and thereof in between.
Too many words, baby.
Too many words. I put way too many words in. Whereas this time I very much wrote it from the perspective of like, okay, I know what I'm capable of doing live now. Let's cater kind of to that, to make like special moments and stuff like that, or et cetera, et cetera. And ever since doing that, you know, I felt a lot better playing these songs live because it feels more natural. It feels more in tune with what my body's doing, even on a shit day and stuff like that. It's like, I still know that I can pull off a lot of these songs. Yeah, except for when I got really, really sick in Europe. Doing Angels when I was really, really sick was a bit of a mission. But like, even so, like, there's ways around it, to be fair. So even since doing those 3 songs live, I feel much better about doing this new stuff compared to a lot of the Trinity stuff.
That's exciting to, I guess, coming into it with a like, I know what I'm doing here. I'm not like anticipating the worst. It's like, no, I've written this to be fun and performative, and it allows you to be more present in the moment and deliver a more captivating performance, I guess.
Yeah, now, and I'm like less focused on telling the story as well, and like I can just drop entire lines or sections if I need to, just to like interact with the audience.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing I've never really thought about, is when you're really storytelling in a song, you have to get every word in, otherwise it might not make as much sense. Yeah, interesting. Now you've got some dates coming up not too far away, which is really exciting. How can you give us a little sneak peek of how much newness we're getting?
We're getting a few. We're still kind of discussing what extra songs we want to put into the set. At the very least, we're doing the 4 singles and at least 1 or 2 more. Yeah, because we've got 40 minutes to fill, I think, for that set. So, like, we're going to play some older stuff, like Trinity stuff. But as I said, we're still kind of discussing and chopping and changing and all that kind of thing. But we're getting at least a few new songs. I think there's going to be a bit of a switch up for this set, which, thank fuck.
At that time.
Yeah, until I got that message in the chat being like, oh, we still want to do Behemoth. And I'm like, oh.
Do we though? Do we want to?
Do we want to? Like,
you look, I will say this though, you are looking fit and trim and healthy, my dude. Like,
thank you.
And have you found that translate to live performance?
No, it's because I got sick in Europe and I dropped like 10 kilos.
Oh, okay. So it's not it's not healthy. I'm just looking skinny.
It's not healthy. I'm just looking skinny. Yeah, and then I just somehow didn't put it back on over Christmas. So I think my stomach just like shrank after I got sick. So I'm like, oh, I don't have to eat as much now.
You will find it easier to do more fitness stuff now. You're lighter though. So there's maybe a silver lining there.
50-50. We'll see how we go.
Yeah.
I still smoke and drink
of course you do.
Nicotine, drink coffee.
why be healthy when you can not?
Exactly. Where's the fun in that? But yeah, like even when I was in Europe a little bit, I'm like, oh, I feel a little bit lighter. And every single person that's coming up to me, and they're like, oh, you've lost so much weight, you look so good. I'm like, guys, it's because I got sick. It's not for a good reason. Like, chill.
Take the good meaning intention behind it.
I'll try. I try to.
Yeah, hard being humble. And I want to let's because I mean we haven't spoken on here for a while. Let's manifest future shows. Let's manifest who we want to play with in the future. Obviously, my cam is up there.
My cam is up there.
Who are that? I'm going to go back to them. What are they doing? What are they doing to us with this teasing of new stuff and then it just constantly being another tour? Give us new music.
I reckon they're just playing funny buggers.
Yeah,
I reckon there's probably stuff there, but they're just like I feel like they want to get through most of this long live the Black Parade period thing that they're doing before dropping something new and get people like
Really
accustomed
long
to
live.
it.
A little too long live the Black Parade,
Yeah,
I
at this
say.
point, I'm like, guys, we're pushing it a little bit here. But
Having said
playing
that, we haven't had that come to Australia, so I would like to.
that too.
I would
Yeah.
like that. Have you seen them
That-
in recent years?
Yeah, I saw them when they last came down here.
Of course.
Which is 24?
Yeah.
23?
I was there.
24, 23?
I think started 24 maybe.
Yeah, somewhere around there. I remember it being March. I just don't remember which year.
Yeah, that was fun. I went and watched them in the UK on their like the debut run back. I just happened to be there at the same time.
Oh, that's good timing.
It was fantastic timing, but it left me wanting so much more and got me being like, oh, I'd like some new stuff, please. And then 3 years later, they're like, and we're doing another tour, not in Australia.
I do like the way that they kind of treat every night as like a different set list, though. How they're able to just pull so much from their discography. Even,
Yeah, that's
like, the
pretty
B-sides
insane.
and demos and stuff. Like I saw the other day, they played like To the End for the first time in like 20 years, and I'm like, get fucked.
Yeah, that's pretty
Like,
wild.
doing stuff like that, I think, is really, really cool. For them to be able to just sit back and go, we're just going to play any song we want is sick.
I'll be down for it. Yeah. All right. Who else? What else is on the bucket list? Who do we want to play with?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm not sure.
Do you want to?
around, like-
I'm going to help skew this a little bit more. Do you want to?
Yeah, give me.
Do you want to lean into being like, well, we're going for a live, heavy hitting performance style. We want to play with a band that's like that. Do you want to go, oh, let's do a bit more something concept-y and play with a band that's a bit more like abstract?
I think we'll stick to like the main heavy hitters. I think. I would like to play with Fit for a King again. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Just because we're good friends with those guys,
Yep.
and
They're due for another full headliner. I know they were
Yes, they
just
are.
here, but it wasn't their
I
tour.
know, I know. I was giving Tuck shit about it at the plot show. Ooh, I would like to do someone like Knocked Loose,
Ooh, yeah.
just for like a bit of differentiation, because then we can kind of do all of our light stuff and then end on something like Assassination Run for shits and giggles.
And just drop a C-bomb at people. By the way, honestly, so Australian.
Yeah, it was funny. I said like a few years ago, I really wanted to only reserve that word for like specific songs and whatnot. And then came to Assassination Run, and I'm like, nah.
First single, let's do it, baby.
First single, let's go. Who else do I want to play with? I don't know. That's a great question. Maybe like Breaking Benjamin or something. Oh, Nickelback.
Oh, dude. I don't know if you my dudes in Don Broco over in the States, and they keep posting these photos with Nickelback. I'm like, is there a collab coming?
That would be sick.
They're two posts. They're both like collabed with Nickelback on Insta. Post a photo. That would be so good.
That would be
So
sick.
good. Yeah.
That would be sick.
We back the back. We've talked about this
We back the
before. We
back.
love Nickelback
We love the back.
together. Oh man, I would love to see that happen. Do you think Nickelback's audience would get you at all?
Hell no. I don't think even My Chem's audience would get us at all, and we're half My Chem. Yeah, who else? Yeah, I don't know. That's a great question. I want to pick like a really quirky, weird band.
Isn't it hard to think of cool, weird bands when you're on the spot?
Yeah.
Everyone's
I mean,
like,
like,
heavy music. What do you listen to? I'm like, oh, I'm gonna think of something crazy. Bring me the Horizon. Damn it. Damn it.
I'd love to play with our friends in Calloused Cowboys. I think that'd be sick.
Oh, their album last year was banging too.
Yeah, banging. I'm trying to look at my CD stack, and I can't see anyone.
I'm sorry, did you say CD stack?
Yeah, I have CDs.
Is that because you're a cool dude new thing, or have you just kept CDs the whole time?
I just kept CDs from my youth.
That's impressive. I had all mine in one of those stupid like car folders because, Mikey, how old are you?
I'm 28.
Yeah, see, I'm a decade older than you. So I was driving and that was like, I needed them in my car with the CDs in the thing for easy listening.
Hey, I had that too. I had
Barely.
a car that was like kind of
Barely.
shit.
Dude, my first car had a cassette player in it.
So did my first family car. So I feel that.
Family car or individual as an adult?
No, family car.
Yeah, don't try and old me. And then if Johnny was here, holy fuck.
Oh, yeah, no, we won't bring him into it.
He had a gramophone in his first
I
car.
was about to say, yeah. He had the sheet music and a violence in the backseat.
Yeah, just an
It was
orchestra
actually
in the
pulled
back.
by a horse and carriage.
Oh god, so old. I love that. Oh well, man, it's only a few weeks until we get to come and see you. That's so exciting.
I know, it should be fun. That tour should be
We'll
fun.
have some good hangs then, and I'm so pumped to hear the new music live because upon listening to the new album, it was apparent to me there's like an accessibility to it that it's still you guys, it's still conceptual, it's still theatric, it's still quirky, but there's something there that I think that people who haven't heard you before can grasp easier. And to hear that that was the intention, well done, you fucking crushed it.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
I hope
I think we did okay.
I think you did great. I'm pumped to be able to hear the album.
Thank you. Thank you. We're pumped too.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, I'll see you real soon.
Alrighty. Have fun.
Thanks,
Have a good
Mikey.
rest of your day.
See you, bud.
Bye.